healing help individuals of African descent reconnect with their cultural heritage and reclaim their identity. I think that is going to be important for us in this episode.
So, ancestral healing provides a way for individuals of African descent in particular to reconnect with their historical roots, cultural identity, and reclaim their identities. This can be done by recognizing ancestral trauma. Many people of African descent have experienced trauma due to colonization, slavery, and other historical harm. Sadly, we see how this is showing up in our brothers and sisters' lives. We can't deny it. How they negotiate their way in our communities, what we are seeing on social media, how they present. Now, whether this is through internalized racism, pretty much like my brother Obehi was saying, denying or resisting their traditions and culture, under the guise of religious fervor, it could be a number of things. But for me and what I have seen, all roads lead back to colonialism. Ancestral healing can help people recognize these traumas and connect with their ancestors to work towards healing and understanding. This is not a practice that puts someone other than yourself and your ancestors in the driving seat. You will have to do the work to learn about your history, your people, then cultivate a relationship with them. Once you set your intentions, this is a very intentional way of working. You set your intentions, your commitment to the work, and you believe, and your belief that there is something in this work, something that you are a part of, something that you innately need to reconnect with. And this may show up, even though you may not have, what they call it, add the dots, put the dots together. It may be showing up in your life in different ways. You just haven't made the connection. But to thine own self be true. You will know. You will know. He who feels it knows it. Is that how the saying goes? Yeah, I think it's something like that. Or he who knows it feels it, one or the other. Once you set your intentions, your commitment to the work, your ancestors will step in. Going back to understanding and appreciating and placing emphasis on community in particular, as our people used to do, rather than the individual, as we in the West have been taught to do, and literally is killing us. It all starts with intention, a mindset, a willingness to think differently. As I found out, I didn't have to make a great leap, like I said before, because it is who I am. So the reconnection was quick, smooth, joyful. Yes, it was painful because I had to acknowledge certain things, and because I had lived with so much fear and pain from my loss, the idea of thinking about them again felt painful, but it was very short-lived, because what then that turned into was I have these people, like Maya Angelou says, I walk with these people with me wherever I go, taking them with me. When I was training to be an ancestral practitioner, I had people say to me that when we were doing exchanges, as they call it, and doing the work, they said, we can feel your people every time you enter into the Zoom call. Your people, the energy, you come with them. And I used to look around and say to myself, are they showing up that I can't see? Do people see something? But that it was coming through me because I felt them. I felt I was a part of them, and they were a part of me. I was not afraid of them. So this is, like I said, was a light was switched on for me, and it continues. I feel I feel validated. I feel as if there is this wisdom that comes through me from my ancestors. It's interesting. My sister was saying when she lost her mother, because I smiled when she said that, because, like I said, I was the only daughter, the last one. So my mother, and they used to call me my mother's mini me, because she uh, adored me so much. And so when she died, I felt as if a part of me was dead too, and all the things that I was going to miss out on. So I never saw her. I never felt her. Nothing. If anything, I was running away from anything that would remind me of any of these deaths. And it's taken literally 30 years when I've stepped into this work. Even when I became a minister, I had no sense of her. But when I stepped into this work, literally the night I started training to do this work, she appeared to me, and I welcomed her. And I said to myself, she appeared to me at a time when I was able to see her without fear. Because if I had seen earlier, I would have freaked out if I had seen her years before. But I understood her presence was also giving me validation of what I was doing. It felt like, okay, it's time. It's time for me to do this work that is going to heal. I have daughters myself. It's healing through our lineage. All the health issues that obviously have come down through the lineage, and so I have to be aware of it, mindful of it, and conscious of all the things that I teach my daughters as to how to live well, and also for them who don't have their grandparents here in life, but for them to also know that the blood of those wonderful ancestors, healthy, vibrant, healed ancestors, flows through their body. And I've stressed, I keep stressing, I hope you notice that I say vibrant, healed ancestors, because just as they're unhealed people on earth, they're unhealed ancestors too. But that's for another conversation.